Hello and welcome to the Wednesday Word. I'm Brother DJ and I'd like to welcome you back another week to the Wednesday Word. Today I'd like to share with you one of my favorite stories. It's a story found in the book of Luke chapter 17. And the Bible says that there were 10 lepers. And as Jesus was passing by, they stood afar off, lifted up their voices and cried out to him to have mercy on them and to heal them. I love this story because it is an indication and it shows us today of some of our actions and how we are. The Bible says that these lepers, men, they stood afar off. Sometimes when we need help or sometimes when we are expecting something from God, sometimes we stand afar off. Sometimes standing afar off means we don't pray as often as we should. We don't meditate often as we should. Or we don't attend church service as we should. We find excuses to stand afar off. You see, as a leper, it was custom. It was tradition. It was law for them to stay away. They had to social distance. They had to stay away from people. And so as lepers, the Bible says they stood afar off. But as men and women of God, are you standing afar off today from the calling that God has on your life, from the things that God has called you to do? I'm here to remind you that we can do just as the lepers. And even though they stood afar off, the Bible tells us that they lifted their voices and cried out to him. They lifted their voices. So my brothers and my sisters, today, if you are feeling afar off or if you are standing afar off from God, don't be discouraged. You too can lift your voices and God will hear you. He then told them, go show yourselves to the priests and to the temple. And it's amazing to me that he sent them to the temple. And in that day, the temple was the place of worship. Many of us are embarking upon journeys. We have projects. We have things that we are working on, and we're afraid. We don't really want to step out and do what we're supposed to do. The Bible says you need, first of all, to go to the place of worship. Go to the place of worship and receive your healing. You see, when he said go show, it was telling them to go exhibit what you have and produce what you're going to do. Go out and display your wares. He's saying, go out and demonstrate what it is that you want to do. You see, they were still lepers when he told them that they still needed healing. I'm telling you today, you're out there and you have a project, you have an idea, you have something that you want to do, and you're afraid to step out on faith. And God is saying to you right now, go show yourself, go exhibit, start producing, start displaying the things that you want to do. And the best part of the whole story to me is the Bible says that as they went, they were healed. As they were on their way to the temple, they were healed. And it shows us simply this, that when they stepped out on faith, when they departed, when they went to do the thing that God has called them to do, that is when they were healed. So I'm telling you today, my brothers and my sisters, when we step out on faith, when we depart to do the things that God has called us to do, when we go and exercise faith in our dreams, our talents, and our abilities, exercise faith in the things that we want to do, in the things that God has called us to do, when we go, he will then take care of everything from that point forward. That's why today I'm saying they were healed on the way. Our projects will come to fruition on the way. The things that God has called you to do, that you're stuck, you can't get out, you're in a rut, and you seem like all the forces are against you, continue to move forward and you will be successful on the way. Don't forget, even if you're standing afar off, you can lift up your voice and you can shout out to God, help me, guide me, direct me. God will as we go to the temple, as we go to the tabernacle, as we go to the place of worship, to show ourselves, to display our wares, to produce the things that we have to produce, we will, as we go on the way, we will be successful. So step out, depart, go and do what God has called you to do. That's the Wednesday word for today. I'm Brother DJ. And remember this, I love you. So let's be kind to one another. Bye-bye now.